Like when I bought my house, I bought it to get a little bit more space. I came out to Huntington, which I thought was kind of country. I came from the city also, and I thought that it was a better environment for me. I like the space. I like the idea. Now in Huntington, I hear that some of the other towns you've recently walked across are building low-income housing that are going to cram people into certain communities. Is that what I hear?
Suffolk County, specifically Steve Ballone, wants to build low-income housing projects at every train station in Suffolk County. They already started in Wyandanch. They have the Wyandanch Village. The project was called Wyandanch Rising. It is a colossal failure. They spent $400 million of taxpayer money to build 177 apartments for low-income people to live there. We would have saved more money by giving each of those individuals $400,000 each to buy a house. If you look at the numbers, it's a failure. The reason why no private investor would invest in that is because it would take over 100 years to see a return on investment with the plan that they laid out. So that's why Steve Ballone will brag and say, well, government had to invest in this. Baloney. The problem with this program is that a private investor would never invest in this because there would be no profitability for them. And instead, we're losing. We lost $400 million of taxpayer money that we'll never see again. We have individuals there that have to show that they don't make more than a certain income, so they have to stay low income. Every year, they have to recertify. If you're an individual that rents in there and then the following year, you're no longer low income, you could get evicted from those apartments. Also, the other lie that they say is that they're trying to help the community. That's only 177 people that supposedly they help, but they don't because they just keep them poor forever.
So what towns are you talking about here in just in Suffolk County? Most anyone that has a train station? I mean,
yes. If you read what Ballone is saying, he uses fancy words. He'll say transit-oriented communities, but that's code for low-income housing projects. And it's at every train station. They also want to build in Ronkonkoma. They want to build in Farmingdale. And they want to have the same failures that they had in Wyandanch. And you have to walk there. I walked it myself. I walked the entire Wyandanch village. And it is a disaster. It's a failure. And this is only the beginning. There's also another big project in the works, the Heartland, which has become
Deer Park area, right?
Yeah, it's in the former Pilgrim State.
Right.
Property.
Right.
They plan to build 9,000 low-income apartments that are small, one-bedroom and two-bedroom apartments.
9,000 apartments are going to put, what, 15,000, 18,000 people on the road coming out of that area. How is that possibly going to work unless you put a 4-lane highway in that area?
Yeah, not only will it cause congestion, but it will absolutely bring crime and drugs. There is nothing racist about my statement because I am Hispanic, okay, and my family was poorer than anyone can know, okay, but they came here, they worked very hard, and my father, my family came to Long Island thinking they came to the suburbs, to the rural area, and he thought he escaped the projects that he grew up in, and he's amazed that he survived.
And the
overcrowding. He hated living there. And this will produce crime. It will produce the wrong element. It's just a fact. There is a correlation between the low-income areas and crime, and it will increase it. And it's in our backyard. We already have it in Wyandanch, and we're going to have it here in Brentwood at the Pilgrim State, former Pilgrim State property.
So what solution could you provide for, say, constituents that maybe surround this area when the daunting possibility would be that they would be overcrowded with a lot of apartment buildings?
They have to vote Republican this November. They have to vote Republican for the Suffolk County legislature so we can put an end to this madness.